Because of the type of server EarthMC is, it attracts a different player base from the rest of Minecraft. While players on Hypixel are of a younger, less mature age group, players of EarthMC are older and interested in more of the political and economic aspects that EarthMC brings. Now, you would think that would mean the community of EarthMC would be nicer and more chill because of the older and more mature audience, but instead, it's one of the most toxic communities in Minecraft. Now, there are a few reasons why this is, and I'll save them for another video. Today, we're just going to talk about the members of the community that have gone above and beyond so that they're even hated on EarthMC. In a community like this, that's hard to do. There are many ways to become hated on EarthMC. Toxicity in chat, racism, overall stupidity, PvP skills, their work moderating the server. There are endless opportunities for infamy. But before I get into this list, just check if you're subscribed real quick, and if you're not, please consider subscribing, because it helps me out a lot growth-wise. The more subscribers I get, the more likely I am to be recommended in videos and maybe get a viral video or something. So it's really simple for you, and it really helps me out. So you may not understand it, every single YouTuber says this, but it does actually help me a lot. So if you could hit the subscribe button, that would be super helpful. Conman is known to be a world traveler, this being basically how he got his name as possibly the most infamous player on EarthMC. He's been in basically every area on EarthMC, making a name for himself every time. But outside of just being overall annoying, he's known for being unmatched as the best recruiter on EarthMC. He's unlike anybody else in that he can get any given town to 100 residents in the span of around a week. And even though he has a lot of practice doing this doesn't mean he wasn't already very good as soon as he joined the server. He's always just been insanely good at recruiting, which allowed him to quickly make a name for himself wherever he moves. And you'll see as we go through his history here that he did make a name for himself everywhere he went. So he started in a Russian town on EarthMC Classic as soon as he joined. He didn't stay in this town for too long because he then moved to Canada. After he moved to Canada, he became the most populated town in all of Canada in just 1 week. Then after Terra Nova released and the server reset, he started in Toledo and immediately maxed out his population. He then moved to the Greater Roman Empire where he made a name for himself there, gaining hatred from the other members of the nation. This made him leave the nation, but before he left, he rigged their first ever election. He then became mainstream because of this and joined the Celtic Union. They were at war with Britain at the time, so a lot of the most famous players in Britain then knew his name. He made a big impact on this war, just solidifying his worldwide political power. Countless times he made Britain's life miserable, which they hate him for even now. He then continued to move around EarthMC, coming back to Toledo, Ohio, and setting a record for the fastest town to 100 residents. What he has accomplished on the server is pretty insane. Now, he's always been somewhat hated, but as of late, he's went on some sort of a redemption arc, joining the well-respected nation of Jefferson and starting a recruiting company. So now he's not nearly as hated. And I personally don't really have a problem with him, though I did in the past. Conman will always be one of the most hated players on EarthMC just because of his history, but he's definitely not what he was in 2018 and 2019. Deadly Fox is one of the more current players on this list. Not yet lost to history, but instead still in the community doing what they want to do. Deadly Fox's time playing EarthMC correlates to the time I've been making videos on the server pretty well, so I've talked about him on this channel. And let's just say he's not an avid enjoyer of the Beaverman channel, and may or may not just absolutely despise me. Anyways, he's most known on the server for his constant comments in chat when he's online. If there's a massive argument in chat, it was probably started by him. He's always in chat when he's online. He's had many accusations of racism made against him. Now, he said some overall stupid stuff in chat, but I personally wouldn't go that far, because he is pretty obviously a troll. This is pretty easy to notice once you know anything more than just what he says in chat. A lot of people have said that he's a much nicer person when they talk to him outside of the global chat, and he's well respected by most nations he joins. He obviously finds what he's doing in chat enjoyable, so continues to do it. It's mostly harmless because almost everybody in chat just doesn't give a crap what he's actually saying, but it has made a name for him, which is likely what he's trying to do. It works faster than almost any other player on the server. He's now a household name across EarthMC. You might know him now as Deadly Ping You, because he changed his name, but no matter what, you know him. He's most notable for his time in Zaragoza, Spain, his current town, but he also spent time joining other nations around the world, including Brazil, SPQR, and Italia. This means players in the second most populated continent, North America, have not had to deal with him in-game, meaning they only know him for his antics in chat. This adds a bad name to him from a lot of the players on EarthMC. I think at this point he will be basically redeemed, but for now he's still known as one of the most toxic and most hated players on EarthMC. Greek Enderman is a very unique person. He's probably the worst overall person on this list. He's also the most current player on this list, being the only one actively doing dumb things as we speak. He got his infamy mostly from his political career on EarthMC. Starting in Greece, his real-life home country, he just had a lot of political antics. In every country he joined, he attempted to grow his political power, but was never respected by anybody in the nations. This was because of a big problem with good old Greek. He was just overtly racist. Yes, sadly enough, the all-powerful and great Greek Enderman is is just completely racist. It's mostly obvious from when you meet him, though if he tries hard, he can deny it for a good week. It actually took me a bit longer to be convinced because he kept denying it when I asked him, but in the end I just realized he was an overall bad person and formed the same opinion on him as anybody else. On the topic of my experience with him, he is a person I am most familiar with on this list, because he spent a lot of time in America, and for a bit he was actually in my nation, so I know how he works as a person. He's mostly racist towards Turkish people because he's from Greece, but he has a lot more racism problems than just against them. I mean, to be honest, he just has a lot of problems overall. He's a problematic person for sure. If you played EarthMC from 2018 to literally a month ago, you probably had at least one encounter with Bonzel. He's everywhere, most known for killing anybody who goes outside of their claims. The average Bonzel encounter basically goes like this. You're traveling from one town to another, or just like outside claims building something. You then look on the map and see Bonzel about 200 blocks away from you. You then attempt to TP away before he gets to you. Or, if you don't see him on the map, you just get the biggest jump scare of your life when he finds you. He's definitely cost me hundreds of gold and lost items, but also probably saved me a lot of gold too, because he taught me to always check the map when I'm out of claims. It's something everybody should do, but a Harvard law study concluded that only 13% of people check their map when outside of claims on EarthMC, which is really insane to think about. But that's the EarthMC community for you. Anyways, back to Bonzel. He was around from EarthMC Classic all the way up until a month ago, when he was banned by Cloaked Eagle for disrupting EarthMC services. I don't personally have any more info on this situation, but it was pretty obvious he had been doing some stuff that was not allowed, so this was bound to happen one day or another. I'd bet money he's been alting for years, and I'm pretty sure that's just one of the many things he's done. But he's gone now, so soon enough he'll be lost to history. Any new players will not have to deal with Bonzel when they're trying to play on the server, which is nice, but we have Sensius now, so it's basically the same thing. He's honestly worse, because sticks and stones may break your bones, but words, I don't remember saying, I don't know. Anyway, Sensius sucks. First of all, sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but this is always how I've said it, and I don't think many people really know how to say his name anyways. GGOV is known by all of the older community. We had to deal with him messing up the server every day. He's done arguably more damage on the server than anybody else. Here's how it happened. He was a factions player very long ago, when it was still a major game mode on the server. I personally don't know much about his actual time playing EarthMC, because we played different game modes from each other, but I know he was a major player on factions who had a lot of power. But what I do know is what happened after he got banned on the server, because basically everybody does. It's always what he's been known for, because he basically just became a troll. He got thousands of alts who would regularly go into the EarthMC chat and spam messages over and over again, often vulgar and abusive. Now you can ban him, but his bots just kept coming, with VPNs and different IPs. So even if you IP banned him, they'd just keep coming. There was really no way to stop it besides just banning him every time they came up. He would regularly DDoS the server and cause severe lag for those playing, and he didn't just have bots either. He would secretly go on with alt accounts and troll on the server. To this day, you still see rumors of major players being GGOV alts. Most recently, a decently known player by the name of Mega Blue Blaster was outed as a GGOV alt. I personally think he's done with EarthMC at this point, and he doesn't have any more alt accounts on the server, but that could easily be wrong. I don't know, I just feel like you gotta get bored at some point. But this is a crazy person anyway, so I mean, anything could be happening. He once used an alt to dupe double chests of gold blocks. He's crashed the server various times, taking it down for as long as 25 hours. It was really just an unlucky draw for EarthMC that they had to deal with GGOV, but he'll always be a part of EarthMC's history. Fix is sadly, in my opinion, the most hated player on EarthMC. Fix is the owner of EarthMC, so nobody can really say they're surprised to see him on the list. Because of the community EarthMC has, there's really nothing Fix could do to fix, get it, his public reputation. Every time he does something that has to do with the server, there will always be loud and annoying members of the community that see this and complain. I made a full video explaining my opinion on Fix and why he's treated too harshly, so if you want more on this part of the story, go watch that now. Anyways, let's talk about some of the main reasons EarthMC hates this poor guy so much. A lot of this really is just because of the problems of EarthMC. He's rightly associated with the condition of the server he owns. Now, because EarthMC is not in the best condition right now, or really ever with lag specifically, he's always been hated by members who see the server and think, hey, that's his server, he's responsible for keeping it running and keeping it running well. So stuff like lag, I guess you could put on him. But I firmly believe that a lot of the problems that this server has is because of the community. It's the community's fault that the server is so miserable to play on sometimes. So when you're blaming Fix for the server he's made, a lot of the time it's just just not his fault. The community was not his fault. He made a server and they came. So Fix being a hated player by the community just doesn't 100% make sense in my mind. But this is not a video about my least favorite players on EarthMC. It's a video about who the most hated players on EarthMC are. So sadly, Fix will likely stay on this list forever as long as EarthMC's open. But that's gonna do it for this video. I might make another one if this does well, so like the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, obviously, it's super appreciated. And go join the Discord and follow me on Twitter. Thank you all very much for watching. Gosh golly, I hope you enjoyed it. Toothbrush.